The Kathy Shelton case.
It's sad that a 12-year-old had to go through what I had to go through. Because for days I cried and cried and cried over it. Sometimes I'll still break down and cry.
In 1975, Kathy Shelton was raped when she was only 12 years old in Arkansas.
I'm trying right now not to tear up, but it's kind of hard sometimes, you know. They jerked me off my bicycle. They took me out on a road. I don't know what road it was. That's where it started all beginning. I was beaten pretty bad, and it's a really scary thing when somebody's sitting there. I can't cuss. He was calling me a B word, and you like it, you know it, and slapping me and hitting me with his fist and I was trying to shut my legs, and one guy's got one holding it open, the other's got the other. And it ain't a funny thing. I was a virgin, let's put it that way, when it happened. And when I come out of a coma, I had several stitches down there, and because they tore me up bad. And the doctor said it's a 99% chance that I can't have kids.
I want to send a message to every survivor of sexual assault. Don't let anyone silence your voice.
I believe that what Mr. Clinton did to me was wrong.
And then he forces me down on the bed. And I just was very frightened. And I tried to get away from him, and I told him no.
When she was having a discussion with somebody about how they were going to handle Jennifer Flowers, and she was trying to find a way to hang a crime on her, she wanted to send that woman to jail. And that's when I thought, this isn't right. She's going to run on women's issues, like she says she is, and she's going to accuse the Republicans of this war on women. I think she needs to be exposed for the war that she's waged against people like me. I mean, she has choreographed every single investigation and every terror campaign against every single woman, practically, who she thinks might be a problem.
You have a right to be heard, and you have a right to be believed. We're with you.
When I was younger, I really wanted a kid so bad. I love kids. If I ever had to meet her in person, it would be very hard for me not to walk up and smack her. I know that sounds mean.
Hillary Clinton represented Thomas Alfred Taylor as his defense lawyer in this, her first criminal case in Arkansas in 1975. Taylor was convicted, but ended up serving only 2 months behind bars.
I mean, she put me through a lot at 12 years old. I mean, I had to go look through this window and ID these guys. I just want to know, you got a daughter and a grandbaby. What happens if that daughter of yours, if that would have been her, and they pulled you in at that time to do that? What would you do? You would have protected her. Where you don't know me, so I'm a piece of crap to you. Who cares about me as long as you can win your first case as an attorney? And that was her first case ever.
Hillary Clinton has a 42-year history of humiliating women for her own personal gain, starting in 1974 with 12-year-old Kathy Shelton. Here are some of the court documents that show how Hillary Clinton humiliated 12-year-old Kathy Shelton. Official motion filed by Hillary Rodham. Hillary needlessly subjects 12-year-old Kathy Shelton to a court-ordered psychological evaluation. To make things worse, Hillary made Kathy's family pay the bill for this evaluation, which was undoubtedly a painful process to go through. Hillary Clinton humiliates 12-year-old Kathy Shelton by suggesting she has, quote, exaggerated her sexual experiences. Kathy had no previous sexual experience. Hillary here is insinuating that a 12-year-old girl's comments encouraged her own rape. The Washington Free Beacon released taped recordings of a 1980 conversation where Hillary Clinton talked about the 1975 rape
A lot of
case.
different tests. I have this positive, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith.
After laughing on that tape and stuff, she's pretty well stuck in knowing that she lied, knowing that it happened to me. It's horrible, you know, because she's supposed to be for women and children, and here she is saying, well, I know they did it, but I defended them anyway. And I think she got them both off on the technicality of losing something, and she lost it on purpose. It wasn't lost. How could all this stuff get lost all of a sudden? I tried to get the hospital records, and they supposedly have been lost in a flood. And as you have told me, you tried to get the police report, and it was lost in a flood. Supposedly that's what happened to this too. I don't think she's for women, for girls. I think she's lying. I think she's doing anything she can to get in the campaign and win. If she was, she wouldn't have done that to me at 12 years old. It's put a lot of anger back in me, and every time I see her on TV, I just want to reach in there and grab her, but can't do that. I couldn't do that if I was a person, you know, to keep out of trouble. But my thing is I want to outspeak to the world out there at the White House where everybody can hear me on TV, and I really want to do this and let them know, you know, what she's done to me, because I think a lot of people would look at her in a different way.
Hillary could have done her job in an ethical way without trying to discredit this young victim. What kind of attorney tries so hard to win against a child rape victim? Hillary here is insinuating that a 12-year-old girl's comments indicating her desire for marriage and children in the future encouraged her own rape.
Kathy tried for over 40 years to warn the public about Hillary's cruelty to rape victims. Donald Trump heard about Kathy's case, talked about her, and achieved the mainstream news coverage she deserved.
It happened on this stretch of highway in Fayetteville, Arkansas, back in 1975. A 12-year-old girl brutally attacked by a 41-year-old man. They were reportedly in his pickup truck after midnight and parked in a ravine. That's where she says he beat and raped her. The sixth grader ended up in the emergency room. The young lawyer called on to defend the suspect in the case was none other than Hillary Rodham. Just 27, she had moved to Arkansas to be with her then-boyfriend, Bill Clinton. Hillary Rodham was running the legal clinic at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. The defendant, Thomas Alfred Taylor, who denied the charge, had requested a woman lawyer. So the judge appointed the future Mrs. Clinton. It would be her first criminal defense case. Maylin Gibson was the prosecutor at the time. Clinton immersed herself in Taylor's defense. In this affidavit seeking a psychiatric evaluation of the victim and signed Hillary Rodham, the rookie lawyer painted the victim as emotionally unstable, suggesting she'd brought false accusations like this before, that she fantasized about older men, and that experts say children like the victim tend to exaggerate or romanticize sexual experiences. CNN contributor Josh Rogan interviewed the victim, now in her 50s, back in 2014, nearly 4 decades after the crime. The victim said the allegations in the affidavit are untrue, that she'd never romanticized sexual experiences or made any false accusations before.
There's never been any evidence presented by anyone to substantiate the allegations that Hillary Clinton made in that affidavit. To the victim, this was an attempt by Hillary Clinton to smear her in order to exonerate her attacker. The victim believes that Hillary Clinton lied in order to win.
Clinton also insisted on getting her own expert opinion on the accused rapist's underwear, after the crime lab had cut out the key part of the sample to test, then lost it. In a bold move for a first-time defender, Clinton brought what was left of the accused rapist's underwear from Arkansas all the way here to Brooklyn, New York, more than 1,200 miles, just so a renowned forensic expert she'd hunted down could look it over. A move considered aggressive even by the prosecutor's standards. Maybe so, but it worked. Clinton's expert cast doubt on what was left of the evidence, saying it hardly showed the defendant's blood or semen. The prosecution's case quickly started to unravel.
We began to scramble and consider possibilities of lesser offenses.
The story was mostly forgotten until in 2014, audio emerged of Clinton talking about the case with an Arkansas journalist back in the 1980s. Listen to her laugh describing the moment she delivered her forensic expert's findings to the prosecutor.
I handed it to Bailey Gibson. I said, "Ron, this guy's ready to come from New York to get this miscarriage of justice."
Those recordings were played for the victim by Josh Rogan during his interview. Her reaction was anger.
When I heard that tape, I was pretty upset. You lied on me, and you're supposed to be it for women? Do you call that for women? What you done to me? And I heard you on tape laughing.
There is another piece of audio that Clinton's critics have pointed to for some time. Clinton on the same tape laughing about her client passing a polygraph.
He took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs. But you know what was sad about it was that the prosecutors had evidence.
But whatever evidence the prosecutor had was trumped by Clinton's defense.
She was going to present the best defense she could, and she was certainly going to require us to prove his guilt.
In a plea deal, she got her client's charges reduced from rape to unlawful fondling of a child. For rape, Thomas Taylor could have gone to prison for life. Instead, he was sentenced to 1 year in the county jail. Even that was reduced 2 months for time served. Clinton was asked about the case weeks after her audio tapes emerged, during this interview with an online parenting network in Britain.
When you're a lawyer, you often don't have the choice as to who you will represent, and by the very nature of criminal law, there will be those who you represent that you don't approve of, but at least in our system, you have an obligation, and once I was appointed, I fulfilled that obligation.
No matter her explanation, the victim sees it very differently.
She said that the sentence was a miscarriage of justice. In the victim's view, you cannot at once smear a rape victim and then turn around and claim to be a defender or a role model for women.
Randy joins us now. Did the Clinton campaign have anything to say about it?
Donald Trump flew Kathy Shelton from Arkansas to New York, plus 3 sexual assault victims of Bill Clinton: Paula Jones, Juanita Broderick, and Kathy Shelton. The press conference was before the debate on October 9th.
He's going to make America great again. And I think everybody else should vote for him. And I think they should all look at the fact that he's a good person. He's not what other people have been saying he's been, like Hillary. So think about that.
Kathy Shelton.
So I'm also here to support Trump. At 12 years old, Hillary put me through something that you would never put a 12-year-old through. And she says she's for women and children. And she was asked last year on what happened, and she says she's supposed to defend whether they did it or not. And now she's laughing on tape, saying she knows they did it.
You went through it?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Hi, I'm Juanita Broderick, and I'm here to support Donald Trump. I tweeted recently, and Mr. Trump retweeted it, that actions speak louder than words. Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me, and Hillary Clinton threatened me. I don't think there's any comparison.
I'm Kathleen Lilly, and I am here to support Donald Trump. The reason for that is the first day that he announced for president, he said, "I love this country and I want America to be great again." And I cried when he said that, because I think that this is the greatest country in the world. I think that we can do anything. I think we can accomplish anything. I think that we can bring peace to this world, and I think Donald Trump can lead us to that point.
Okay, thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Mr. Trump, you touched a woman without their consent. Mr. Trump, why did you say you touched a woman without consent, Mr. Trump?
Why don't y'all ask Bill Clinton that? Why don't y'all go ask Bill Clinton that? Go ahead and ask Hillary as well.
Bill Clinton, abuser of women. Hillary Clinton, defender of rapists. Donald Trump, defender of women.